thing, and you're using the same fucking computers the last two times. I'm like, what are you doing?
That sounds great.
Ready?
Oh, ready?
Yeah.
Wonderful! Welcome back to the Cold Mountain. Last session was dominated by Grey dominating the formidable Wing Captain Arklon Tarak. I think it's fair to say many of us thought he was going to get squished into a fine grey paste. But with the clever use of certain items, maximizing his rogue ability and a lot of kiting around, which is exactly what he needs to do to win, he was able to overcome the formidable Wing Captain. This meant that the challenge initially issued by one Bungo Goodbarrel against the Vox Platinus Arklon Harker was satisfied, and as such, in the tradition of Clan Arklon, Bungo was able to state how he would have his honor satisfied, if you like. Bungo said that he wanted Kira's name cleared, which seemed to go down okay, but things took a bit of a turn as Bungo had noticed that the Voxite Platina Arklon Jinnok, an ally of the Arrows in the monastery, had come to watch the fight, but seemed to be wilting, for want of a better word, rapidly fading from life, and with a bit of arcane know-how from Atala to dodge the guards seeking to apprehend Bungo from after he disrupted the traditional way of things, Bungo was able to save the Voxite Platina, who then spoke for the Arrows and took charge of the otherwise hectic situation where Arklon Harker was seen sloping off, seemingly unhappy with how things had gone. You then, after a long and tiring day, made your way to Tamara's Mercy, a large building for housing outsiders outside the walls of the monastery, but with the clan's protection, and proceeded to have a well-earned celebratory dinner, speaking amongst yourselves and being asked to recite your very own legends to excited aspirants and young members of the clan, before eventually retiring to bed. You all tucked up in the cozy basement sleeping area of Tamara's Mercy, but not all of you sleep. And as one unknowing Arklon guard came around to check the rounds one night, they found that not everyone was asleep in the room, and in fact, young Atala Goodbarrel was awake and scribbling furiously in her notebook. It seemed to be drawing the symbol of a serpent's eye over and over again. So,
Practice makes perfect.
practice does indeed make perfect. And without further ado, Atala. Your night was normal, as much as a normal night could follow such a mad day. But you sat in your bed and you lay down. You know, it gives others comfort to think of you as sleeping alongside everyone else, your normal routine before quietly pulling yourself up and grabbing a notebook, make notes, and all had been normal. You had much to discuss from the day. You've got some books that you've been given leave to borrow by Arklon Jinnok, and plenty to copy down and notes to make. But as you made the notes, your eyes grew hazy. Your vision started to kind of slip, almost as if you remember far back a long time ago when you did sleep, almost like the feeling of falling asleep, but you know you can't sleep, and you attempted to shrug it off, but very quickly, as you attempt to shrug it, kind of blink it away, you found yourself not in the basement anymore, but in a very different place. If you scroll down to the very bottom of the screen, that's a big old map.
Very big.
It'll take a second to render. But you find yourself stood on dirt and stone. The light around you is incredibly dim, though you yourself seem to emit a subtle glow, illuminating a small area around yourself. You can see that there is a path in front of you descending into what looks like the edge of water, and you see a long-gone person, now fully skeletal, half submerged and reaching out of the water. This place is cold, and you can hear the sound of dripping liquid and the moaning of slow wind coursing through what sounds like distant tunnels. You are no longer where you were before. You cast around the wall behind you. There's a small cleft that seems to end in solid stone. What would you like to do?
If she looks behind, just stone.
Just stone.
Walk forward.
Yep. Stepping a few steps forward, you confirm what you saw on the very edge of your vision before. This body lying half in, half out of the water. Seems very long dead with the water there. The bones have taken on a discoloured tone, and dust, thick dust, covers the areas outside of the water itself. Also, as you walked along, you could see maybe only 5 feet down, there was another path to your right that seemed to lead off to a set of open doors.
Okay. There's only 5 feet down, you say?
Yep.
Can she cast anything? Dancing lights?
Yeah, absolutely. You reach for your sense of magic and there's a surge. It feels even stronger than usual. The spell itself takes its normal effect, but you feel energized as the magic courses through your body.
Okay.
Have I got dancing lights? How much does this have? Crystal there. Yeah, that's about right for dancing lights. So if you want to use those to avoid time, I'll give you control in just a second.
Okay.
Let's do it this way. Can everyone else see what Atala's seeing?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I set it up so that everyone should be able to. Awesome. Can be edited and controlled by Hannah. It's just... Can you move that around?
No.
Oh, I see what I did wrong. Hold fire. How about now?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. So she's going to move it up there.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be that one.
Yep. I'm doing this the long way around, but it's fine.
Okay.
2. Three. Cool. They should all be under your control now. So yeah, as you sensibly call on the spell that you know and bring light into the area, you can see these winding stone passageways. It's worked stone, it's clearly been built, and in contrast to the rugged natural stone that blocks the area behind you, there is water, and as you skim the lights along the surface of the water, it's like an oily black surface. It looks like it's deep water that goes far down. Again, you can see, I know on the map it shows them as closed, but these doors are open.
Okay. And I can't see beyond here. That's just a big wall. Yeah.
That is, yeah. This curving stone tunnel blocks your vision. It comes down to right above the water surface itself.
Okay. And the water's sort of on this side as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, she sort of skips to get a area.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be the only way to go, though. Hop down.
Yeah, you hop down without issue and land with a small puff of dust on the ground. Inside, you see a number of skeletons, very dusty, and a greenish glow coming from further ahead.
Just moves the lights up. Are the skeletons wearing anything? Just out of curiosity.
You can make an investigation check.
Hmm.
$19. Doesn't take you long to see that on many of these skeletons there is a carving of a serpentine eye, the thin slitted iris staring out. Some of them are more detailed than others. Some have serpent's fangs, almost like the eye itself is enclosed within the open jaw of a snake. And they vary in their position on different bodies, but there's only ever one on each body. Many of them have it on their skull, but not all of them.
Okay. Does this green stuff smell of anything in particular?
It is just a glow, and as you reach that area, it just seems to be this almost bioluminescent element to thin lines of a moss or lichen-like substance on the wall itself. There is no distinctive smell or anything. There's just this constant low level of greenish light.
Okay. Oh. What's this?
This is a large stone pillar in the center of the way. It looks like portcullises can be lowered to block the passageway, but at the moment they are up.
Keeps going.
Yeah, the sound of your steps echoes around you as you make your way through.
Was there anything, if you look down in this grate, is there anything down there? Just darkness?
Below is just darkness, but I will say with the investigation check you rolled earlier and Atala's own intelligence, you would realize quite quickly that this looks like a chamber where people could be trapped and killed. You see these metal, almost like taps on the sides of the walls that look like they could give out some kind of substance, some kind of liquid or gas. But nothing, everything is covered in a thick layer of dust currently.
Okay. Keeps going.
Yeah, and as you reach here, you start to see up ahead what looks like statues of people in a position of prayer, on their knees, supplicant to whatever might lie ahead. This is a bit of a quirk of the map with these curving stones, so if Atala's happy moving forward, I'll just move you to the next bit.
Yeah.
Shuffle your stuff over. So as you emerge on the other side, you see the frequency of figures increases and people are kind of grouped up a bit more. And whereas before the positions of prayer were quite sort of calm and sensible, here at the front you see people seemingly either in ecstasy or pain. Some of the hands thrown up high above them, others cast out before them in a pleading gesture, and it all seems to be directed towards this statue. The statue is very distinctive. It's about 10, 12 feet tall, a humanoid figure with a head like a large cobra with the hood fanning out on either side. Held out to both sides are two scimitars, curved, deadly-looking blades if they weren't made of stone, and the figure dressed in long robes that drape elegantly down to the floor and trailing slightly behind. The figure is very straight, like stood tall, high posture, and with the eyes, there's no pupils carved in. You can't tell if there's a particular direction they're looking in. However, their head is positioned as such that they look like they're looking over the people prostrate in front of them.
Okay. And what are these people dressed in? Anything particular?
There's an array of different things. It looks like incredible sculpting work, the detail of the look of fabrics. Some look to be in ruffled leather tunics or previously leather, others in a simple shirt and breeches. None of the clothes look particularly expensive or high class.
Okay. I don't know what to make of that. Let's keep going.
It's quite disorienting being here. It's a strange experience.
Is this one open as well?
It is. It's just a quirk of the battle map that you've got the light coming through. Everything door-wise is seemingly open to you.
Cool.
In the floor, there isn't an orange glow. Again, quirk of the map. But there is this pit of skulls and bones. Again, just by peering down and using your dancing lights, you can see many times over the carvings of the serpent's eye.
Okay. Tiptoe along.
Yeah. And as you reach this point, and you move into this room that seems to have these large pits spiked below, you see a figure familiar to you. This is one of the three that assaulted you and your party and took the cube from you before. The figure watches you, doesn't say anything, seems to be identical to how they were when you saw them previously. Standing in ornate plate armor, clearly heavily muscled, a real fighter's physique with broad shoulders and long arms, dark complexion of skin, hair pulled tightly back and looks heavily greased to keep it out of their face. The skin, as you're a bit far away at the moment.
Hesitantly, ready to cast spells. We'll walk forward, but yeah, there's not much. Like, if she's going to attack me, there's not much I can do. Just walk forward. Bit of a face-off over here.
Yeah, as you start to walk past, the figure begins to speak. It's jolting at first. The voice just suddenly erupts from the figure. But it's kind of strange. They seem to be addressing you, but also kind of not. It doesn't feel conversational. It feels like someone addressing or speaking over a crowd, speaking to no one in particular, but with a clear voice so that all can hear. And the figure says in quite a deep tone, "With power, one never needs to kneel. With power, one can be the choice." And the figure stops talking.
Say it again.
With power, one never needs to kneel. With power, one can be the choice.
Alright. Power can also corrupt. She not reacting, or she got? Oh, did she
Not
get?
at all.
No,
Not at all. And in fact, after the words had been spoken, she no longer was watching you, and instead just stared straight ahead.
Sort of a little wave in her face.
There's no response at all.
Try to touch the clothes that she's wearing.
As you reach out and reach towards the clothes, your hand passes straight through.
Yeah. I should have realized an illusion when I see one. Keep going.
Yeah, you head on. More of the luminescent lichen on the walls. This curving, winding passageway taking you further in. There does seem to be a slight descent to the way you're going. Overall.
Okay.
Another figure. Another one you recognize. Watching you as you approach. This one's stance is strange. The first had been stood like a soldier at attention. This one looks to be in a almost like a battle-ready pose, with her left arm outstretched as if awaiting an assailant, and her right arm held up behind her, curved and holding the deadly-looking scimitar that you've seen her wield before. Not pointed towards you, pointed straight ahead.
From over here, can Atala discern if it's an illusion again? Or not?
Visually, she looks like exactly the same as you saw her on the side of Mount Archelon.
Okay. Just walk up to her then.
Yeah, and as you get close, a voice rings out again. This one lighter and more gentle. But in a similar way to the one before, just says, "Power is a tool. A tool is only as good or evil as its wielder." And again, the eyes go from watching you to staring at the wall.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, do just a casual wave through just to check.
Oh, yeah. Same again. Illusory.
Yeah. Anything weird going on with these ballistas?
Again, the thick layer of dust. They seem to be poised as if to defend from invasion. You notice they're all pointing towards the way you've come from. And there looks to be a heavy box filled with ammunition. Whatever was wanting to defend this place was clearly ready for a long attack or siege.
Okay.
Yeah, this area has these natural growths of large fungus outcroppings. There's no thickness to the air. You know from your readings that sometimes with things as large as these, spores can choke the air and potentially be dangerous. But here, again, the only thing in the air is dust. These things look almost desiccated and long dead. but still holding on to the structure of their life.
Interesting. Only just about alive. Fungus. I'm blocked in. Mushrooms.
Yeah, you easily step over without touching the smaller ones as you keep moving through the or green glow up ahead.
Yeah. Keeps going. Oh.
This figure is watching you, exactly the same as the other two, but has less of a vacant look on their face and more of a smile. A gentle, slight smile. No grin, no teeth. But just watches you as you approach. And as you get closer, again, mouth opens and the voice comes forth, somewhere between the other two in terms of pitch, but with a gentleness that neither of the others had. And just says, "Why should power belong to those who are rich or those who are venerated? We each should be able to make our own choices for ourselves and for the good of those we love." And as the figure finishes, it steps back and moves out of the way, no longer blocking your path.
Okay. I'm curious about this one.
Yeah, it does change its where it's looking to staring at the wall as the other ones did. And if Atala reaches forward,
Yeah, she does.
yeah, your hand passes straight through.
Okay. These things are cool. They got snakes on them.
Yes, a repeating motif, and within them is this long dried, what looks like it was previously a viscous green fluid, but is now dried and caked to the sides of what are essentially pools inside a wrapping stone serpent.
Very cool.
And as you reach this area, you see the number of bones build up much further than you've seen before. Piles and piles, what must be hundreds of bodies, slumped in corners, each with that notable mark of the serpent's eye. But as you travel further, you see, jarringly, beds. 4 beds, all unmade. 3 of them no longer seem to be dusty. One of them is still largely made at the end here, and very dusty.
Okay. Is there some way to determine who used these beds? Was it the snake people?
You can make an investigation check, for sure. There's a hell of a modifier, though. I will say one of the beds looks like it's taken a much heavier individual. It could be the folk you've seen so far, but you can't be sure.
Okay.
And up ahead, you see a table set for dinner. No dust in sight. The wooden bench top, varnished and clean, smelling of that lovely aged, smoky wood that you find in the finest taverns and inns across the land, reminding you perhaps of your travels with Bungo. And atop it is an array of dishes, many meats and vegetables, all sorts of exotic-looking foods. Some you've seen before, others you haven't, but all smelling incredible. And as you reach where you are, yeah, checking what you can see. Yeah. Up ahead, the green glow is heavier than ever, but still steady. There is no pulsation to it. It doesn't grow and diminish. It just stays this steady green light in the area. And you see a very large, beautiful figure, a humanoid, pure white, like porcelain skin, with occasional flecks of red. And even from this distance, you can see it's like a pattern to scales. Seems feminine, long, gorgeous white hair that falls like a beautiful silk sheet, perfectly prepared to either side of a face of harsh angular features and deep crimson eyes. She wears a long white gown, again with these flecks of red, almost like the scales pattern of her skin is further reflected in this form-hugging dress. And she simply stands and looks at you as you turn the corner.
Yeah, Atala's just going to move her lights up. Step around this. Did you say there was food on there, or just the food?
Yeah.
Okay.
As you step now past the bench and into the room, the figure's face turns from a serene repose to a warm smile, and within that smile you see two small fangs poking from the top lip, slightly pulling back on the bottom, as if someone biting their lip in joy or pleasure. She looks down towards you and the mouth opens further, revealing more of these fangs inside. And the figure says in a voice both powerful yet demure, says, "I think you know who I am."
I think I do. Why have you brought me here? Why now?
You and I have had a mixed relationship so far, Atala. I wanted to bring you here so I could talk to you face to face. How do you like my domain? She smiles and gestures around herself. And you can see that these stone walls are too tall for you to see beyond them. But you get the sense that this, as you look up, that this is a much more cavernous area, and you've been walking in a long tunnel that ends here, and you also see there are doors behind her.
I think it's fitting of a snake, one that consumes its prey.
She smiles at that, and again the lips part, and you see the fangs and the white fangs against the crimson flesh behind. And she says, "Well, we all have to make do with what we have. I brought you here so you can see just how much power could be yours. I'm sure you noticed that 3 of my chosen were in the tunnels, and that there are 4 resting places here."
I did notice. Quite assured of yourself that I would agree.
Steps forward towards you. Not aggressively, just kind of slowly walking forward, her hands held together behind her back. I know you to be a wonderfully intelligent, curious woman, Atala. I would think anyone with such intellect should recognize an opportunity when it is placed before them. Why have you decided to defy me?
It is because of your patient. One that is evil. up to no good, as it were.
He just takes another couple of steps forward. I understand. But you must... If you are to listen to the rumors and the workings of your lessers, you might listen to side of the story too.
I guess since I got not much of a choice.
Stands 5 feet from you.
Mm-hmm.
Again, still towering above you. Now that she's closer, you can see she's maybe 13, 14 feet tall. Just this long, elegant body. She smiles down at you and says, I have no interest in the labels of good or evil. My only interest is in the balancing of things. You see, if the things that label themselves, kind of rolls her serpentine eyes and starts to walk to the side. Good, holds out one hand, or evil, holds out the other. Ever gain too much power, it throws things rather off balance. She looks down and slightly leans down towards you. My only interest is keeping things. She holds up both hands next to each other, palms flat out and alongside each other, in a sense of equality. She starts walking away. You may have noticed there are certain powers on the rise, Atala. You walk towards a dark mountain, clouded with, well, I don't think many could argue against the evil that rests inside there. I would grant you power to slay that evil, to help your companions and do away with something that is like to throw our world so off balance.
Just trying to think of what to reply.
Yeah. If Atala looks like she's deep in thought, the figure would continue and say, I'm sure you are unsettled with the working of my little toy. You hold that hand and you see a cube floating above the hand and slowly turning. The symbols there on it. You see, in my opinion, that all things naming themselves gods. Kept in balance, that we all might live long, healthy lives. She smiles down at you.
And if I were to say that she holds out the hand that she held out for good a second ago, if I were to lean on the side of good, does that put me out of your stead anyway?
She kind of hisses slightly with an intake of breath between her teeth. I'm afraid so, my darling Atala. Good, evil. It all puts things out of balance. I would encourage you to work alongside your goodly companions whilst you fight the great evil that lurks within the mountain. But when all things come to pass and you defeat this darkness, alongside me, you need to be a keeper of balance.
I'm afraid that I disagree with your methods. this shackling the gods that do the good, such as Lyra and Bahamut. I don't think that balances anything at all.
Stares down at you for a long pause. The hand comes up again, and the cube appears, and you see each of the symbols flaring with their own color from within. Yes, you see, for whatever you may think of my methods now, you were my greatest agent for a short while not long ago, Atala. She kind of takes the other hand, touches gently the symbol of Lyra, and you see a flash in your mind of the time you went with Bungo into that dreamlike connection and saw Lyra lying in the field. You come back to this place and she touches the symbol of Bahamut, and you see deep within Palace a humanoid figure, regal and majestic, slumbering on a throne, surrounded by guards and courtiers, all asleep as well. So we find ourselves not so much at the beginning of our choice, Atala, but halfway along already.
Yeah, Atala nods shamefully. You reveal my ignorance and my curiosity. It does sometimes breed something negative. But I've since learned that was negative to do, and not to trust you because of it.
I would wholeheartedly disagree. You are working towards balance, nor should you be made to feel shame for a natural curiosity and intelligence that you should be free to embrace. Yours is a power of the mind, Atala. You shouldn't be made to keep it away, hidden.
No, but we should all bear some responsibility for that curiosity and for what it may cause. Curiosity did kill the cat, and that's something I hear very often.
The red lips purse, so her face looks slightly strained, and she walks back, turning her back to you once more. She stands before the door. Well, we have reasoned long enough. You have a choice to make, my darling Atala. You're either with me, with us, or you're against us. And where you complain of ignorance before, now I shall grant you the whole truth. Holds out one hand. Work with us. You will have more of my power than you've ever had previously, along with the help, fealty of my 3 other chosen. They will see your work done in the Dark Mountain, but you will be sworn to me beyond that. Holds out the other hand. Turn away from us, and well, the cube appears, spinning once more. Your little friends of Lyra's good graces and the Platinum Dragons may just find their tethers to their gods cut short, and her hand clenches and the cube shatters in her hand, though you can see an illusion.
Yeah. Fucking hell, Tom. I need like 10 minutes, you know. You know. So she said that you get the help of the 3 as well?
Yep. And you would see appearing from behind you and walking to stand either side of you. 3.
I mean, evil. Not necessarily evil, but they did kill Grey and Bungo. I mean, that's pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, if they would show up, it'd be like, what the fuck are they doing?
Very true.
I mean, I know, right? Right. I feel like Atala would want to do the good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she would want to be, but she also doesn't want to die, doesn't want to let her friends die, and also is big bad evil, and losing a connection to the gods would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
But goodness, no.
Yeah.
Goodness, good being good. Atala looks down, sadly, shamefully. How would I hide this from the rest?
The figure smiles. Again, those 2 fangs popping back on the scarlet bottom lip. Anything can be done with the power that we hold, all of us together. She walks towards you. If you wish for your allegiance to be kept anonymous, this can be done. Nothing need see the light of day. My agents could be disguised. And she waves a hand, and the 3 figures start shifting to different forms. Dwarves, humans, all sorts, appearing young, old, warriors, peasants. Whatever you need. You'd hold her hand out in front of her, and the cube would appear, now gently spinning above her hand, within arm's reach of you.
I would lose all that I love at the end of this. So I would make sure that your powers can at least save the others, if need be.
All is possible with our power together.
So much hesitancy.
It's a huge decision for Atala that I've thrown at you, but it's been building up to this.
Yeah.
Pick Warlock. You better be ready.
Yeah, I mean, I just wonder because we all might die if I don't pick the bad guy. You know?
Yeah, it's a horrific decision. Short-term, long-term differences, the idea of good or evil, the things you've heard about this
Yeah,
creature, this figure from others, the things
yeah,
you've seen, the ruthless power of the three that you saw before that just dismantled your party.
yeah. And we do know that the thing we're about to go into is pretty fucking bad, right?
Seems so, yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of ill portents.
Yeah. Yeah. She will hold a hand out. And she will mutter to herself and to everyone in the room. I'm sorry, Bungo. This is for you.
Cube transfers to your hand. The figure smiles, and the three step around you and each place a gentle hand on your shoulders. And the figure just says, "Together, we can do anything." And you find yourself back in the basement room. With your notebook slightly fallen to the side, but still on your lap. Your quill there too. The sounds of your companions gently snoring around. And actually, with Bungo being just across the way from you, you would notice he goes from what looks to be an expression of discomfort and restlessness on his face to a full, deep slumber. Is there anything Atala would do in the moment? It's still in the dead of night.
No. I think she might just go lay down and hug Bungo.
Yeah. You get into the bed with Bungo, feeling his warmth and the familiar feeling of him there. And you hold him tight. And in his sleepy way, puts an arm around you as well. But the night is not yet over. Who should we go to next? Sandral. Your sleep is not the sleep of complete restfulness yourself. You have dreams, flashes, images, a lot of stuff has happened to you recently. And there's a lot of different thoughts going on in your mind, things conflicting. And you find yourself in a dream that feels familiar. You find yourself in how to describe it best? It's one of those dreams where you don't seem to be in control, you're like an observer. You find yourself, you see the walls of an empty wooden house. It looks nice. There are pictures hung on the walls. It is humble. There is the smell of spices and cooking that has sunk into the wood from many years of good care. There are dried herbs on the walls. This looks a wonderful, humble home. You move through. Excuse me. You see a small family sitting together, a father reading, at more than 2, a very young child, a baby, can't be more than a year old, and a mother gazing on with loving eyes. Your vision shifts again. You move through the corridors. You move upstairs. There is only a single room above, and inside you see this is a bedroom. A large wooden bed, carefully made. And on a dresser is a mirror. A hand mirror. And as you slowly move for your vision to match the mirror and see yourself, the figure that looks back at you isn't what you expect. It is humanoid, but it is wreathed in fire, seemingly made of crackling flame. Deep red eyes embedded like coals within lapping, crackling, orange, yellow, white flames around it. You move a hand to your face, and the figure in the mirror moves the hand to their face. You have but moments before you smell smoke, and as you look down, you see your fiery form has caught against the wooden floor and the bed. Everything is going up. You rush back downstairs to warn the family below, but in your form, all you do is light everything else around you. The house, like a tinderbox, goes up. Fire engulfs the home, and you see the parents of the young child desperately trying to shelter her, running to the front door. The woman trips and falls. The man looks back, desperation in his smoke-clouded eyes, tears streaming down his face. He tries to go back for her, but she's stuck. The fire rages higher and higher, and all you can do is watch as the man's final breaths are coughed out as he falls down the front steps of the house, clutching the innocent body to his chest, sheltering it from the harsh stone steps as he dies on the floor. And others, in what seems to be a cityscape, run to the house, buckets of water cooling out all around. How does Sandrell feel seeing all of this?
Has she had this dream before?
She has had glimpses of this place before, yes. There is a sense of familiarity to it.
She's kind of like a baby, so she's not like completely distraught. She's just confused what the thing in the mirror was.
For sure. The dream passes, as dreams do, and you fall back into a restful sleep. Great. Your night is broken by thoughts as well. Similar to dreams you have had more and more of since your connection established with Celestian. Only this time, the starry night, often you find yourself flying around, floating, listless, comfort, like a giant sea that you float within. This time, the stars seem to form a structure, an odd structure to see in the sky. A wagon with wheels, very ornate as the stars begin to take form into wood and metal and carvings, flowers, canvas. And you see some figures at the wagon itself. One of which Gray recognizes. The others I don't think he does.
I don't think so.
You land. Your previous sensation of floating through the sky. You land on this grass formed from the stars. Still a sense of glitter about it. But you land in front of the wagon, and you see the smiling face of PJ, sat holding the gentle reins onto a unreal, huge elephant of multicolours that shift and change. Further back, through a little window that's been opened, you see an older gentleman with a little robin perched on his shoulder, who currently has his brow furrowed and is looking down, seemingly got something he's doing inside. But PJ calls out to you. Hi, Gray. I'm glad you could make it. You want to come inside?
I can't imagine I have any choice. He looks around and I'm guessing there's literally nothing anywhere nearby.
You look around and behind and above you is just the endless night sky and stars.
Yeah.
PJ says, Celestian said we could borrow his domain for a little while, but I thought, well, seeing as the wagon's here, might as well make use of it. Come on in. And she opens the door and heads inside, leaving the door open for you.
Takes a moment of that remark. What, are they buddies? Yeah, just saunters in.
As you go inside, the wagon is bigger on the inside than the outside. There's plenty of room for your form to stand. You wondered if PJ's seemingly halfling or gnomish ancestry would mean small accommodation, but it doesn't. And inside is all manner of strange knickknacks, including things that remind you of your companions. There's a little piece of like a boat that gives you a sense of Blam. There's a piece of red robe to remind you of Bungo. Your sharp eyes look around. You see a tiny little stone sculpture of a dwarven man that reminds you of Ethelbert. Your own memento seems to be shown by what can only be described as a glass sphere, where looking inside it looks like stars. A dark back to the sphere and stars, and as you look in you can see there is a tiny little figurine made of wood at the bottom, perhaps meant to look like you. You look around, you see remnants of Elodius, Jorek, Sandral, even Grace, all those who have come along with you. PJ smiles and laughs. Don't mind me. I'm a total sucker for souvenirs and things. But please come and sit. Join me and old PJ. And she invites you to sit down at this round table next to the window that you saw the old man through before.
I'm guessing I don't recognize this place at all.
No, though there is a sense of comfort and ease and home here.
Yeah.
That fills you from the center of your chest outwards.
Yeah, you definitely take a seat.
Would you like anything? I've got, everything.
Well, I haven't had a good old-fashioned Neverwinter meal in a long time.
Of course. She kind of waves her hand and is like, wait, no, that's silly. I'll make it. And she bustles up towards the kitchen. Don't mind old PJ. And she calls back, and you look at the old man and you notice he's glaring at you with big bushy eyebrows furrowed. She keeps calling back from the kitchen. He wasn't very impressed with what you did with his gift. And the old man raises his hands that you could see were moving, and you can see he's knitting. And it looks like he's knitting a rainbow-coloured rope, very similar to the one that was destroyed so recently in your bout with the wing captain Archelon, Tarak.
Gray realizes what she's referring to and just instantly blushes. And he just sort of tells him, I'm so sorry, sir. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't need to. It proved invaluable. As you can see, I'm still alive. If it wasn't for your gift, I'm not sure I could say the same thing. So think I owe you one.
Bushy eyebrows maintain the frown, but you see a little smile break out on the mouth, and he gives you a little wink. And the robin hops down from his shoulder, lands on the table, and starts to chirp and tweet at you. Seems to want something.
Kind of rubs his brow a minute. Goes, 1 second, starts rummaging around, and why not? Pulls out his little clockwork bird, kind of plots it next to it, like, eh?
Yeah, and it seems that was exactly what the little bird wanted, as it happily jumps around its new friend, and you see the furrowed brow of old PJ break into a big grin. The creases at the corner of his eyes, twinkling starlight in his eyes as he looks at the two little birds start to play together, as the clockwork bird seems to gain a bit of life to itself and plays around with the little robin. PJ at this moment comes back out with a big plate, bigger than her head. She's holding it above herself. She's like, I wasn't exactly sure what Neverwinter meal meant, so I made all the Neverwinter stuff. And she plonks it down in front of you. And you see across the plate is all manner of food, many of which you recognized as like outdated, historic, from hundreds of years ago traditions of Neverwinter, and things that you don't recognize at all. And she just says, yep, so help yourself to whatever you like. Heffalump out front will eat the rest. Don't worry about it. Our other guests should be here soon. She kind of looks through the window outside.
Ray appreciates it, even if he doesn't recognize any of it. He just says, when you've got a moment, you should try visiting the city sometime, see what they have to offer. And he just starts digging in.
Yeah, I definitely will. Oh, yep, perfect. Not quite on time, but not too surprised. She hurries over to the front door, opens it, and calls out, "You're late!" And you hear a voice coming back. Yes, I know. Yes, things to do, people to see, stuff to actually, find out about. Is the other one here? She says, he has a name. His name's Gray. Come and say hello. And you see, needlessly ducking under the easily big enough door frame, but doing so anyway, a tall, handsome elf. This is not someone you've seen before. Stands there, I don't know, stands there and looks you up and down, says, well, it's good to finally meet you, even in these strange circumstances, and holds a hand out.
You've heard of me? As he cautiously takes the hand, but gives it a quick shake.
Yes, of course, just as I'm sure you've heard of me.
I hear a lot of things, remind me one more time.
He breaks the handshake and looks back at PJ with like a furious look on his face. Really? Really, PJ? PJ just shrugs and smiles. Can I get you anything? The usual, please. PJ makes her way off to the little kitchen area. You can see old PJ has started snoozing now, as the robin nestles in his little beard and seems to have gone to sleep as well.
Gray will just scoop up the clockwork bird again and just sort of tuck him away.
Yeah.
I don't suppose you could
He turns back to you and interrupts you. Win, Silris.
Yes. I think Win. That rings a bell. So good to meet you.
Well, I just suppose I'll just have to pick up the pieces of my pride from the floor and get on with things. We don't have too long. Dreams are a funny thing, and It's very kind of PJ to allow us to borrow this place for a while, though it is, of course, in our Lord's domain.
You all follow Celestian then. You sounded familiar with him, PJ.
PJ calls out from the kitchen. Celestian's great. It's a lot of fun. Does some weird stuff sometimes, but you know, that's part of it. And you hear her clanking around in the kitchen. PJ isn't, well, he kind of leans in a little bit. Between you and me, I don't really know what PJ is, but I have some theories. As for our Lord, yes, Celestian, who stands above us all, stars above. Well, I don't know about you, but I've been hearing some rather worrying things.
Sorry, I'm just...
Anything I should know about or already know about?
I think you might have some inklings, and you can see the kind of tenseness drops from his shoulder a bit, and he gestures to a nearby chair. The inside of this wagon just seems to have all manner of different furniture from different places. He sits in one and gestures to the other, and just continues talking. I've been told that, well, I think you and I are quite different. I keep my nose in books and places. I'm a researcher, a scholar. To my understanding, you're a... kind of looks you up and down. Some kind of...
Explorer.
Explorer. Exactly, yes. More practically minded.
But I've read a book or two in my time.
Oh. Good. Do you have a favorite?
I wouldn't know where to start.
Right, of course. Anyway, as PJ sort of comes out, and you can see she sets down next to him a very ornate-looking tea set made of glass, and you can see this very strange coloured, like a light blue liquid bubbling away inside. He says, looks perfect, PJ, thank you. He just smiles and then goes to sit down next to old PJ, kind of cuddles up next to him. Celestian has warned me of a great darkness, something that could bring pain and horror into the world in a way that hasn't been seen for quite some time. I think you're on your way there now.
I suppose that's what that bad feeling that's been following us all the way up this mountain's been.
He kind of smiles and nods his head. Yes, I am. I find Celestian's methods of communication quite frustrating myself at times. He's quite enigmatic. Sometimes I wonder if he derives pleasure from being so distant, but who are we to question the whims of the gods? Long story short, Grey, if I may call you Grey.
Absolutely.
As I've said, I'm not really much of a practical explorer myself, but I have a protege, a ward, who is very capable. I think she could probably scrunch you up into a ball and toss you out the window if she needed to. And it is my every intention that she acts as, well, Celestian's champion, I suppose, but through me, alongside you and your companions. Does that sound agreeable? She's very good.
Am I right in thinking the two of you are other worshippers of himself then?
She doesn't... She's not really one for worshipping. She's more of a hit things and find out what happens kind of person. But she's got a good heart, and she wants to do good in the world. She likes helping people. You can see like a little smile plays out across his face as he's thinking of this person. It is my hope that she meet with you soon. You'll be crossing the bridge over to the mountain in question before too long, assuming no more complications. And so I would hope that she meets you on the other side of the bridge. She'll join you in your quest, I suppose. And I just wanted to speak to you to, well, give you a heads up, but also implore you. She is very capable, but she is not experienced in the ways of the world. I worry that she might get hurt, Grey, and it would trouble me greatly if anything were to happen to her.
Well, I mean, I already died once in recent memory. There's always going to be a chance of getting hurt when you're with the arrows. He says it with a kind of, oh, I still hate that name.
What was that like? Dying? It sounds interesting.
It was brief. My comrades came to my side and brought me back before I even really realized what was going on.
They sound like a good team.
The best.
Wow. Then I shall worry less. I will be in contact with her and perhaps yourself. She carries a relic, I suppose it would count as being called now, of Celestian. If you need any other proof of who she is, look for a starry shield. It's very distinctive. I had, well, a little bit of my own craftsmanship in there too. But that's far from the point. Dee stands up from his chair. Thank you, Grey. This is good of you to be so even-tempered about all of this. A lot of people, when they have responsibility thrust on their shoulders, can well, they can run away.
I can't tell you how many times I've had that thought. Thanks for the heads up, Winnie. Hope we meet again sometime. I'm sure you've got a lot to show me. I'm sort of new to Celestian, but it sounds like you've gotten to know each other pretty well.
His face just drops when you say Winnie. And with a very sort of flat expression just says, yes, plenty to learn. I'm sure you're doing fine. Celestian seems quite impressed, truth be told. Seems to be a matter of doing more than questioning or thinking. I would trust your gut. Good day. Thank you, PJ. She smiles. Just watches him go as he makes his way for the door. You're welcome to stay, Grey, but really you'll just be sleeping.
Yeah, well, I'd like to enjoy some more of this for as long as I can until someone's bound to wake me up sooner or later.
Miles. Sounds like a good idea to me.
Even if it isn't, actually doing anything for me. But the feeling's good. Continues
You'd
chatting
be
down.
surprised. Cool. And Grey, you enjoy munching down, perhaps having a nap in the cozy wagon with PJ. And the sound of the old man's gentle snoring accompanying you. And with that, the rest of you just have a nice sleep. And you awake in the basement of Tamara's Mercy. Is there anything anyone wants to do? It is the 25th. You know that you are meant to be meeting with Kira and Kadra. soon, presumably. They said they'd come and get you from here, but if you want breakfast, you got to go upstairs.
I want some breakfast.
Blam wants some breakfast. Upstairs with Blam. Anything from anybody else?
Sandra will just ignite her flame tongue rapier and stare into the reflective surface of a blade and see if she can see anything in there.
Do a perception check for me.
$25.
Holy shit. I gotta stop setting DCs for Sandra perception checks. The fire, and you know this to not be normal fire, it's magical, reads around the blade and you stare in. You don't see anything, but you hear a voice in the back of your mind, one that you recognize as the same as the large figure up above when you had your vision before, in the fight against the three serpent people. This roaring flame of a voice just says, almost with a note of frustration, "You are more than this. You are more than these pitiful mortals. Take the mirror from the box. Speak with me."
She on her own?
No, she's in a room with... Don't know if you guys can see yourselves. You're in a room with all of each other.
She would think back. I will when I have time.
The flames on the sword, without saying the command word, just go out.
So... yeah. Should head upstairs?
Cool. Yeah, unless anyone says anything else, I'll assume you're all heading upstairs.
I am heading upstairs.
Yeah.
Upstairs you go. And after a brief jovial breakfast, with the madness of the previous day and night gone, the breakfast is a lot more sensible and functional. You are eventually brought... Just drag you guys out. Brought to stand before rows of members of Clan Archelon. Too many things.
A lot of lizard boys.
It is not as if the whole clan has turned out by any means, but there's a fair few people, seemingly more from the Warsworn side than the Worship Sworn, gathered almost like they're giving you a walk of honor. Drow. Archelon Keelik, the young, excitable aspirant of the Warsworn that spoke a lot with Sandral before, greets you all and just says, "It's not much, but it is a great honor to have so many members of the clan come to Tamara's mercy. It is usually seen as something of a," and she kind of blushes a little bit, "an indignity working here in an outsider's place. So, as you can see, Harker himself is here. I think you're just meant to walk through and be applauded. Your traveling companions wait outside."
Okay.
You will walk through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One.
Yep. Keelik goes to the side, and all the members of Clan Archelon alternate, kind of go between clapping and then making the sign of the mountain and bowing slightly to you as you walk through. And as you get towards the end, Archelon Harker, who seems to have regained his composure from last night's events, with his normal powerful voice says, "Grey of the Arrows, the clan recognizes when its champion, one of its very best, has been bested. Please step forward."
And he looks down at Bungo, shrugging his shoulders like, okay.
You got this.
Making his way down.
As you step forward, Harker gestures to a nearby attendant who steps in front. He says, "We do not carry much here at the monastery. Ours is a way of survival and veneration of the gods. But we do have a few heirlooms of the clan. These belong to a great hunter, Archelon Kaidreth, generations past. He slew a red dragon that sought to kill the whites," and everyone sort of makes the symbol of the mountain, "in and around our beloved mountain. He slew that red dragon with these," and the attendant holds up a quiver, and it seems to have arrows inside it. "Do you take it?"
Yeah, he's offering it, yeah.
Yeah, and as you take it, what looks like well-made dark leather is incredibly cold to the touch. And Harker continues and says, "These we call Froststone barbs. Should you... well, they carry the might of winter, the cold breath of the dragons that fly above us. They will bring your enemies low. Use them well, and go with the blessing of Clan Archelon." And the clapping kind of comes up again. And even Harker himself doesn't clap, but makes the sign of the mountain, and does a tiny little bow to you, Grey.
Yeah. Grey would want to try and do the same back, but if his hands are full with the quiver, he just settles with a little bow.
Yeah. Harker seems happy with that, and says, "Go well on your journey, Arrows." Turns to leave, as many of the members of the clan start to file out. Keelik would stay.
Jeez. Another quiver. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you want to add to your inventory, Froststone barbs. Like the word frost and stone put together. If you just type frost, it'll probably come up.
Silvery barbs.
And the quiver contains 10 of them.
Well,
10 arrows.
ain't no one wears two different quivers. Now I gotta think about it.
You get the sense that the quiver itself is not the important part. You could just put the arrows in a different quiver.
Oh!
They just needed something to carry them in over here because they're really fucking cold.
Gotcha. Wait, so how many was it? They're in there?
10. 10 arrows. They look old, but still reliable, very well made. And the tips are made of stone. At which point you might think, well, stone arrows isn't exactly great. But there's a shine to the stone themselves, and a very fine, faint mist seems to come off of them. Deep cold emanates from the stone arrowheads.
Thank you very much.
Functionally, they are +2 magical arrows that have an additional benefit if they hit the enemy. And you can read it for yourself.
Awesome.
But Keelik gestures you forward, and through the front doors, outside, you see 3 figures, 2 supporting the last. The 2 wing captains, Kira and Tarak, Grey's opponent from yesterday, are supporting beneath the arms of a taller yet, even taller than Tarak himself, Dragonborn, which some of you would recognize as High Marshal Archelon Kadra. She doesn't seem to be in a good way. Her form is slumped, she seems conscious, but her head is bowed, and she looks like she's struggling to support her own weight.
Well,
Can Bungo go to her and cast Cure Wounds?
You go to her and you cast Cure Wounds. She flinches slightly at your touch, not in fear, but her instincts still seem good. The magic emanates through her, but it seems, and you get a sense of this, Bungo, with your experience with healing magic and medicine, that she's not wounded, simply exhausted from the process she has gone through in the prison.
Okay.
He needs a net.
Hera looks to you and says, I feared this. I have been assured by Archelon Harker that she simply needs a night or two's rest, and she should be back to her usual self.
Very well.
Sort of looks around. Do we have a night or two to spare?
I'm gonna divine intervention to try and remove her exhaustion.
Oh, do it. Do it, be and cue it.
No.
To the god, to the mountain.
Are you level 56?
No.
You reach out. You feel your bond with Lyra is slightly stronger today. It's comforting. There's a speed and a strength that doesn't quite have the laziness that it's had recently.
So you're saying it worked?
It doesn't work. Seems her help is needed elsewhere. But Kira just says she can travel. The High Marshal is, well, to say she's tough is a gross understatement. Thank you, Tarak. We've got this. Tarak nods, gives you a very bro nod, Grey, and then heads off.
Ray would have totally given him a wink.
He would have given a toothy grin at that, just like
Yes.
and headed off. Hera supports Kaedra's weight. You can see Kaedra's in her full armor. Hera just says, with another's assistance, I think we can carry the High Marshal without slowing down too much. It is, considering our needing to help the High Marshal, I would estimate 2.5 days, perhaps. Travel to the bridge. We need to cross around the side of the mountain. I know a good path. I don't anticipate much danger, but will take slightly longer than usual.
Are we able to recognize exactly which level of exhaustion she's at?
I will say, Bungo's medicine and such.
I'm gonna roll it just to see what I get.
Yeah.
Yes, at 25. It seems like she's at level 3 exhaustion. With a 25.
I can cast tomorrow Greater Restoration to remove one of the level 6 of exhaustion, and then that'll get her down to 1 rather than 2.
That'll do it.
What? Why tomorrow?
I don't have it prepared.
Right. I see. In the meantime, I can. We can do what we did with the old
You're
man.
gonna put her on the disc.
We can go on the disc. It's 3 foot. She ain't got that big of a butt.
She's got that big of an ego, though. I'll tell you that for free.
Even knackered, she's like, get off, you're not
Yeah.
What are the options there?
And I meant to say, Bungo, with your insane perception,
Yeah.
you'd hear that Kadra is conscious and she's muttering. And with how good your perception is, if just switching your focus to her, you can hear she's just muttering very similar things over and over again. She doesn't sound mad or anything. She's just like, got to get to Jorik. Running out of time. Wasting time. But the exhaustion's obviously keeping her very subdued.
Let's move, everyone. We're wasting time.
Okay.
Her head kind of creaks up a little bit and makes eye contact with you, Bungo. And there's a fire and an intensity there, which is probably reassuring. Seems her body may be struggling, but her spirit is unbroken.
Bungo would single to Blam and say, Blam, I think we'll need your help here, old friend.
I wasn't paying attention, sorry.
Would you help support Kadra moving around?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Blam takes the other side, and with that, Kira looks quite taken aback with how strong Blam is, taking almost all the weight himself. But you are able to move out. The dwarves follow along behind.
We're going to be heading across the snow, aren't we, Tom?
Yes.
I will ritually cast each hour. It will slightly slow us down in some ways, but I'm going to cast Water Walk ritually. And it says the spell grants the ability to move across any liquid surface such as water, acid, mud, snow, quicksand or lava as if it were harmless solid ground. I wish I knew about this spell on the way up the fucking mountain.
I've got the spell, and I remember asking at the beginning because it was stairs. It wasn't going to work, so it depends. Are we going upstairs?
No, this is going across the mountain, and with that, I'll show you.
It's up to 10 willing creatures as well, so it covers all of us.
Wait, it says liquid, but snow isn't a liquid.
Yeah.
It specifies snow.
I know, but it's wrong.
So, obviously the scale's wrong. It's not 50 feet away.
Oh, easy.
But that is the journey you're going to be taking.
Great
So
double dashes there.
you made your journey from the base camp to the cave to White Wing Overhang, Turchak's Folly, and then your final stretch up to the monastery. And now you're going to be going across the mountain. And
How
slightly down
How
to
long
White
do
Wing.
we reckon?
With the water walking help, I'll say you'd get there within 2 days. So by the end of tomorrow, you'll be at the bridge.
Okay. Let's get moving. Like, what are we waiting for?
Yeah. And with Kira's expertise, the journey is made swiftly and efficiently. She's obviously held back
Hold
a bit.
on,
So
1 second, sorry.
no, go ahead.
What are we doing with these dwarves? They're not coming, are they?
No.
Yeah.
Going back, aren't they?
Sandral had a conversation with Varda, and he thinks he's coming along.
Oh my
Wait, what?
god.
Why?
If they can get to there and then cut down.
Yeah,
that-
the dwarves want help
Ah,
getting back
right,
down
okay.
because they want to come with you to the bridge because that's like
Yeah,
being escorted one step of the journey down.
That makes sense.
that does make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're coming to the mine here.
Doesn't he want to
Come
go?
on, Euris.
Doesn't he want to go to his shaft?
You could. That's where Ingvar went.
Oh fuck.
Um,
No, I don't want to go there.
So,
Had enough of
You make your
Ingvar
way-
shenanigans for one fucking lifetime.
you make your way across the mountain. The journey immeasurably easier compared to your past exploits with an expert tracker and guide in Wing Captain Arklon Kira. The pace is held high, and as such, not much conversation passes between you, but if there is anything anyone would want to discuss with each other, please feel free to say. But otherwise, the journey passes without incident.
I think Gray would probably ask Bungo if he had any strange dreams the night before.
Bungo would say that surprisingly he slept quite well. I think, right, Tom?
Yeah, in contrast to many of the nights you've had recently, and all the worries you've had last night, you slept incredibly well.
I'm gonna go back to the whole Bungo's got one insight on Astala thing, and he's gonna be like, he would just be like, must have been that fining.
Maybe. I'm glad you had a good night's rest, though.
It's nice for a change.
Yeah.
I'm sure it won't be quite as nice once we're sleeping out on this mountain again.
No, I'm hoping we can find some kind of shelter. Don't really want to be cold all night.
Indeed, let's keep our eyes peeled. Sandral, can you look out for shelter towards the end of our journey?
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Thank you.
And Gray would have basically just told Bungo all about what he dreamt.
Bungo
PJ.
would be like, you met old PJ, did you?
I was honestly confused for a moment. Then I realized this is PJ's realm, and to just take everything as it is, to not try and understand it. There was PJ, and then there was also PJ.
I've been there to some extent myself as well.
It was lovely. It was like one of those lovely dreams where you wake up and
you're on
Just
top of
felt
a
very-
mountain again.
yeah. But I was giving some information. So we should be expecting to meet someone, apparently.
Well, another companion for this journey will be most welcome, especially if they are as if this friend of Celestian of yours, this Winnie, well, he sounds quite a powerful. He must be quite powerful himself if he's got the attention of someone like PJ. So I imagine his word is probably not wrong.
Just keep an eye out, and if you see anyone that may look like they're looking for us, it could very well be them.
I didn't quite expect to pick up so many people looking for us from PJ, but, well, we've got Ethelbert, and he kind of looks back at Ethelbert, who, in my mind, I imagine is, like, picking his nose and looking at the mountain and, like, mumbling about, is like, arguing with his wife or something.
So, I imagine him talking to every rock that we go by, like, checking them out.
I imagine him looking at, like, two particular peaks and just holding his hands and shake with them and kind of squeezing.
You do know I can hear you, right?
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
This is what we're imagining him doing.
Bloody.
What you don't know is that Anya was acting it all out as you were saying that.
Wonderful.
So,
Delicious peeps. Tom and I have conversations like this quite a lot, actually. It's like disturbing me frequently.
yep.
Snow, otherwise known as mountain milk.
Oh, Jesus.
That's canon now.
No. It's dandruff.
So, eccentricities included, you make your journey as a large group. Kira, Kadra, the dwarves.
Small army, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of you, and that the numbers seem to grant you safety. Kira assesses as you go forward and seems very aware of nearby threats. Seems to have almost a sixth sense about the area, and informs you that any threats that could have attacked us have thought better of it due to the numbers.
Are there any of those scouts with us that we said?
Unfortunately, and I'm sure Bungo would have asked, Kira would say that Harker had changed his mind about the scouts the night before when he was in a terrible mood.
On Harker, and then...
but says that yeah, she likes Bungo. She'd confide in Bungo that she's actually quite pleased. Whilst her scouts are very capable at cheese ahoy, at doing what they do, she would be concerned taking them over the bridge.
That makes sense. Yeah, Bungo would understand.
Yeah. The 2 days pass without issue. The weather.
No, one of those days.
We're
doing the full 2 days.
Yep.
I would re-prepare a spell, which I'm gonna get rid of. What would I get rid of? Oh, I just don't want to ever get rid of Speak with Dead because I'm just convinced it's gonna come up one day and I won't regret it. I'm
gonna wait for you to unprepare it, check your character sheet, and be like, "You're surrounded by bodies."
I will cast Greater Restoration, which will use up my diamond, or some of my diamond dust. In fact, I can cast it twice, so I'll cast it twice in one day and get rid of Earth Exhaustion completely.
Amazing.
That is gone though now. That is gone. That is no more diamond dust, but I think it might be worth it to have Cater at full health.
Yeah, and with this recent surge in your connection with Lyra, as you cast these spells, both your emblem and the Joy Keeper you hold in one hand glow brightly with this golden orange light, and you feel closer to Lyra than you have in a long time now. It's almost bordering on painful. It's like an overuse of the senses.
What's
but the magic? Sorry, go ahead.
What's going on with our little unicorn man?
God, I forgot about the unicorn man.
What?
Remind me.
Because I summoned.
This was 2 days ago, and you just spoke to him.
Yeah, I basically made a request to him as part of the spell.
Yeah.
And I can put it in the chat if you want to reread it.
No, I don't need the spell. What was your request? It was to help you...
to help us get to East Fang.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Was that keep an eye on Atala?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Stefan's right. I forgot about that, but specifically watch over Atala.
That is fine, and that will be relevant. It is what I thought it was. That's fine. You don't see any sign right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Though, with your intensity with the connection to Lyra, you get the sense the planar ally is nearby and keeping an eye out.
With if there is that kind of that level of intensity, Bungo would re-prepare a spell, and he'd probably prepare. Fuck, is it called? Where is it? Is it Commune? It's called. Where is it? I can't fucking find it. No, Divination. I'm thinking of. Yeah, he'll richly cast Divination at some point, and which will use up 25 grams G of tokens. Oh, does he even have enough for that? No, he doesn't. He does have enough for Augury. I could do that instead. Let me just see what Augury does. Sorry.
That's alright. In the meantime, because I completely forgot to say, Atala, a familiar weight has reappeared in your bag. I haven't put it in your inventory yet, but I will. Yeah. I figure Atala probably doesn't want to get it out just yet.
Definitely.
But also, you can level up Atala to level 13.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
13?
13.
That's high level in Grey.
Yep.
I cheated.
Mm.
And Atala, you can feel it's like crackling electricity in your veins almost. There is this sense of power that has come to you.
It was Commune, but yeah, so it was Commune. I would do actually instead.
Okay.
So I can ask 3 questions.
Bungo's doing this at the end of the first day, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Travel?
Yeah. I think he would more just... I can't think of specific questions, but I'm just going to sort of keep it vague and let you interpret it, Tom.
Yep.
But he would basically be just asking about her well-being, and if, like, like if she's, like... The one thing he wants to know if she's awake.
Yeah, and I will say the questions kind of together, instead of answers, you get a vision, a strong vision. As if a waking dream, you stood in a lovely, airy, wooden room, simple, with a plush feather bed. The windows held open with a beautiful bouquet of different wildflowers sprouting from a flower box on the windowsill. And in that bed, sat up and clearly awake, is a beautiful golden-haired woman who just smiles the warmest smile at you, Bungo. And it's like waves of relief and joy, pure joy, just wash over you. And she laughs. She just laughs this beautiful melodic laugh and holds her arms open to you.
Yeah, he'd embrace her and he'd ask, why were you sleeping?
She looks down at you, clutching you close, and smiles. And she doesn't speak. Lyra often doesn't speak directly to you, Bungo. But just from her look and your connection, you get... Excuse me, Chris. You get the sense that she doesn't know. And there is like a tremor in her expression. But you also know, being the goddess of joy, she is just living in the moment and is just happy to be awake.
Something I want to do here, but I need to just look at something.
Is that she doesn't know if she's awake?
You can do an insight check for me if you like.
Well, I'm not involved in Bungo's thing. I'm just asking.
No, I mean for Bungo, insight check if he wants.
What am I doing an insight check for?
Try and read the situation, see if there's any clues around you or anything from Lyra herself.
Yeah, why not?
Oof. She is a god after all.
10, yeah.
Yeah, difficult. There's just these waves of joy and happiness.
She's hooked on.
Fuck, hold on, something I want to do, but I'm just not quite sure. There's no other creatures in the room, is there?
No.
Oh, this is hard.
You're just in your god's embrace.
Yeah, he wants to do
joy
something.
washing over you.
100% sure. That's what I want to do. Would Bungo in this place of, and considering we've had days travel, would he be able to cast certain spells like that aren't currently prepared on my list?
Yeah.
Okay. Can he cast Glyph of Warding, which I have the ingredients for, which I've used up the powdered diamond, and he wants to cast through the Glyph of Warding. He wants to cast Banishment at his highest level, 6th level, so up to 3 targets, and he is basically wanting to cast this so if anything that is like foreign to like Lyra enters this domain, then the Glyph of Warding will trigger and they will be banished from there.
Got it.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do.
And you do it. And as you do it, Lyra, there's a moment of confusion, but as she sees this is important to you, she lends her ability to you, and you can say it's cast at 9th level.
Oh, shit. The banishment would do up to, like, 10 targets then or something, essentially.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
And as you finish the spell, there is a gentle hand on your shoulder, and you half turn to feel Lyra plant a warm kiss on your forehead, and you see she has gotten out of bed altogether, and the vision fades, and you feel the cold of the mountain around you again, and barely a moment has passed from you casting the spell.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for letting me do that.
That's alright. Anything else on your 2 days travel from anybody? Chugga.
Sandra would probably try and steal a quiet moment to look in that mirror.
Okay. Let's find a quiet moment then, shall we? Oh, ignore this. Beep.
Oh, damn it, I missed it.
Oh, I know what that is.
I want to see it.
Night comes on the first day, Sandral, and as there's so many people, it seems sensible to form a circular encampment with the tents and everything that people have. Kira's bought plenty of supplies. And as such, with everyone gathered round and distracting each other, you find it easy to steal away. Okay. Roll a stealth check for me, please, with advantage. See if we can beat Bungo's passive perception. Probably not.
Good luck.
No. Unless he's asleep.
Nope. So Bungo, you are aware that Sandral steals away.
Bungo trusts Sandra more than she thinks he does, so...
Okay. So yeah, as far as you know, Sandral, nobody notices you're away. You find a spot to sit and gaze into the mirror, and at first feels annoying. Nothing happens. It's the same little hand mirror that belongs in your little wooden box. But a couple of minutes pass, and as you grow more frustrated and are ready to turn away, a figure appears in the mirror. A burning humanoid figure. Just as you saw in your vision, staring back at you. This isn't the figure that was in the sky. This is the figure that was in the mirror in your dream. And the figure doesn't do anything, just stares as you stare at it.
Just gonna stare back at it.
Yeah, you gaze at it. It gazes back at you. The fire crackles on the other side of the mirror. Somehow you can hear it on the other side. Do a perception check for me, please. Natural one. You take in the details of the figure itself. Humanoid. You kind of move the angle of the mirror around and you get little bits, different views. You can see behind or below the head is shoulders, arms, a flaming chest and legs. But you don't see much beyond that. A few minutes pass of this impasse between you and the flaming figure before that boiling voice comes into the back of your head again and just says, "This is only the tiniest spark of your potential."
But what are you?
As if she's saying back to the voice, or is she addressing the mirror?
She's saying in her head.
Okay. The voice declares itself immediately. I am Kossuth.
It's not good. I don't know if Sandra knows what Kossuth is.
You can roll a history check, but the voice would explain itself at least a little further. The Lord, fire, flame. I come to you as a roaring flame to the embers on the cusp of a great inferno. 18. 18's not bad. I'd say Sandral has definitely read about the elemental planes. And with an 18, I think she is aware of who Kossuth is, yeah.
Would she know that he's generally neutral, or it kind of depends on what aspect of him you worship?
Yeah, I think that would have been something of particular interest to Sandral. So yes, I think so. I think she'd know that it's changeable.
This is all Ember stuff that never came up.
Oh.
Yeah. What happened with my parents? I can't agree to anything before I know.
They were weak. They did not understand your potential. They burned.
How did they burn? Was it me?
The figure in the mirror holds up a hand, like to the pane of the mirror itself, and you feel your own mirrored hand coming up towards it as well, against your will. You are so close to being the surging flame that you could be. You carry within you a spark that could ignite the world around you.
If I embraced this, would I know how to control it?
By its nature, fire rejects control. You would give yourself to the flame, and the flame would go as it willed.
Why do you reveal yourself now? Is it just because I'm looking harder? Or is it because of where I'm going?
There is a great game at play. Many forces move to arrest power from amongst the mortal realm.
That's linked to where we're going?
You sense... The voice would reply. I care not where you go. I do not seek to harness you, only to make you your truest self. What you do when you become the flame, how you burn, is right in and of itself. Yeah, I think the voice would continue. There is hesitance in you. Your mortal vessel aches at the thought of giving up control. I cannot do it for you. Nor will I waste my time waiting for you. should you wish to reveal the spark that burns inside you, Sandral Blazewood.
She know her name's Blazewood?
She had no idea.
Okay, that hits pretty hard.
Simply shatter the mirror, and I will see that as you embracing your truest form. And the voice fades.
Difficult. It's very difficult.
Yeah, and even though the voice has faded, the flaming figure in the mirror remains.
She is... I think she knows where she's going, and somehow it's linked to her heritage. At the moment, she doesn't really see any downsides, except maybe not being able to go in wooden buildings. And she is very curious about her own potential.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a big thing.
What would Elodius tell her?
Ladies be like, yeah, fucking do it. We live in a stone house.
Okay.
I'll get Norm. I'll have Norm make me an asbestos suit, baby. Let's go.
She just pulls one of the crampons out of her bag and just tries to force it through the mirror.
Okay. The spike presses into the mirror, and you hear that unmistakable sound of glass straining before it cracks. And the flaming figure on the other side, whose own hand was held up, and a fiery spike mimicking the crampon pressed against the other side, burst forward and wraps themselves around you, Sandral. There's a momentary flicker of heat, and your body reacts with pain, sense, not knowing what else to do with this overwhelming sensation. But that diminishes in less than a second. A moment passes, and a cool settles throughout your body. And as you look down, your hands are wreathed in flame, crackling with fire. And you can sense immediately that you are able to increase or diminish the flames.
She would just say to herself and be like, I know that a lady saw something in me that day. I didn't think it was quite this.
You hear a deep laugh in the back of your head, not filled with malice. Well done. I thought perhaps it would take you longer. You are an unusual mortal vessel.
Well, the fire burns bright and it usually dies. And if I'm going to somewhere where the fire needs to be bright, at least it'll get extinguished quickly after.
You learn fast. I will keep an eye on. And the voice fades again. Mechanically, I didn't expect this to happen straight away, so I haven't got the item ready because just do it as an item because it's easier. But should you wish to, in the rest of the session, or I make it for next time, Sandral can cast once per day, Scorching Ray,
Nice.
Burning Hands.
Oh, yeah.
Any unarmed strikes she makes, she adds 2d8 of fire damage to them.
Oh, I like that.
Yep.
Makes Helen's crystal fist look like weak little baby punches.
Well, we are at level 11, 12,
Okay.
wherever we are. You are immune to fire damage,
Holy shit.
resistant to cold damage. And as I'm sure Kieran realizes, even if Sandral doesn't, there are downsides to things. But
Did you cast
Oh,
fire?
no. There's no downsides.
but seemingly immediately, it's all just good.
Don't go swimming.
She would also probably send a message to Elodius saying about some of this. I don't know exactly what she would say.
Mhm.
She'd make it cryptic as well.
Yeah.
And Elodius would be, like, yeah, cool, do your thing. I can't think what he'd say right now.
Yeah.
Does this mean we don't have to pay for central heating?
I'm so proud. Burn it all.
Get in the boiler.
Cool. Sandra, head back to the group.
Yeah, she'd do it right after talking to Elodius. And if anyone was like, where you been? She'd be like, I was talking to Elodius.
Cool. There we go.
She would have shut the mirror off the mountain as well.
Okay. The remnants of the mirror fool the glittering light as they catch the stars above, disappears below. Very good. The night passes, the following day you travel, and as you reach the end of the day's journeying, Kira gives you fair warning that you're coming upon White Wing Bridge.
Am I right in
Back here for
assuming
now.
we don't notice any difference with Sundral?
Absolutely correct. Yeah. I mean, well, unless Sandra wants to show off her powers.
I imagine she would.
She's saving it for a most opportune moment.
Oh, yeah. Maximum impact. Then, no.
That's the name of my new character.
Maximum Impact. Oh my god, Max Impact is the best fucking name. That's awesome. And so, as you cross a ridge, you've been trudging through the snow and along the side of the mountain through safe paths that Kira knows like the back of her hand. She has to kind of block some of you from moving, as little do you realize you are about to come upon a ridge right at the edge of the mountain as it just falls away into an endless expanse below, filled with mist obscuring the floor. And you are treated to, because I love this art, the image of the bridge spanning the chasm between the two
Oh, that's cool.
sister mountains. A huge stone bridge, very clearly dwarfen stonework. But even from this distance, you see atop the bridge, which isn't in the art, regularly placed statues, some draconic in aspect.
Is that similar to the one that Bungo faced off against that spooky dooky spirit knight?
Similar in construction, yes, though very different in scale.
This one bigger.
Much bigger, yeah.
Okay.
This bridge is huge. And as you make your way, led by Kira, down to the side of it, excuse me, you find yourselves standing at the very beginning of the bridge itself. Where's my music gone? Yes. View over.
Any spooky figures? You going first, Bungo, yeah?
I'll do it.
Well, funny you should mention that.
Didn't you, like, beat him with persuasion or something?
I can't remember even what I did. In fact, this is a long map.
It's a big old
Ooh.
bridge.
Yeah.
If you want to place yourselves at the bottom, the very start of the bridge, please.
I'll just go at the top.
Yeah, we already crossed it, yeah.
Measure that out. What is that?
There's too many
Is this
things.
like to scale?
Sorry?
Is this map to scale?
Yeah.
Oh
350 feet.
Yeah, it's a huge fucking bridge.
Last one there's a rotten egg. 3, 2, 1, go.
So, a few things. One, I forgot to continue because we had Bungo's interlude with Lyra. When Kadra comes back to her full energy, the change is immediately apparent. Standing, which must be 7.5 feet tall, clad in her plate armor that seems to weigh nothing upon her shoulders, you can see that whilst the Clan Archelon and Rhinebreath Monastery value worship and martial skill, Kadra is a paragon of both. The proud symbol of Bahamut displayed in multiple places across her armor and her shield, the halberd she wields, previously being used almost like a crutch to get her forward with the exhaustion, now is deftly held with a warrior's stance at her side. She would have given you a deep incline of the head, Bungo, and just said to you, with holding that intense ice blue eye contact, "You've come a long way, Bungo Goodbarrel."
It's not quite the Stonehill Inn, is it?
No, it isn't. Though similarities bear themselves. My brother was wayward then, is sadly wayward now. We have much to do.
That we do. Let's waste no more time.
Indeed. Yeah, and then from then on, she would have been leading rather than Kira, just like forging through the snow like a fucking freight train. So that's number one. Number two, as you reach White Wing Bridge, Kira points off to the trail leading down the mountain, and Varda nervously approaches you, Sandral, seeing as you've been the one to be in contact the most, and says, "Well, thank you for your escort. We're all here, hale and hearty."
It's no problem. I mean, we didn't seem to run into anything.
No, these Dragonborn seem to know what they're doing. About that business deal.
Oh yes, I did inform my father of it last night.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And how do you think we should proceed? Will he be capable of making the trip up to Mirabar, or shall I send a delegation down?
It would probably be easier to send a delegation down or contact the Stonemasons Guild in either Neverwinter or Waterdeep. I'm sure they can send you. He's been to both of them.
Of course, a well-travelled man with an excellent choice of stone. Wonderful. I'll set the gears in motion then, shall I?
Oh, that would be excellent, and wish you good luck on the rest of your journey. Hopefully it's less fraught than when we came up, and if you see any of those dragons, hide, I guess?
Yeah, he goes a bit pale at that. He's like, yes, we're going to make quick work of it, aren't we, boys? And the rest of them sort of just give him a bit of a meh, whatever look. Joris looks quite scared. Well, good day to you all. Have fun with your bridge. He starts making his way back down the mountain.
She'd wave goodbye to Joris.
Yeah, he'd give her I think... Yeah, if she waved, he'd like run over little halfling legs going through the snow and just like stick out his little hand to shake.
She'd shake his hands and she'd be like, I hope I can come visit you in Mirabar sometime, Joris.
I'll do Joris voice now. You've been a great comfort. Thank you. Just ask for the Craghelm house. Hopefully she takes me back. And he kind of scrapes a tear away and goes running off through the snow.
Before he went,
Yep.
she'd be like, well, if she doesn't, and I don't know if she carried business cards with her, she'd be like, you should make your way down to Tressendar Manor in Fandolin. I'll let my father know you could possibly be coming, and we can take you in if you're up for some work.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
Just think about it. You don't have to. If she takes you back, then you've got nothing to worry about. But I know you're capable. You've been to the top of a mountain.
He kind of straightens his back at that. Just like, yeah. Yeah, I have. Thank you, miss. You've got a good head on your shoulders.
I'll see you back when we're down.
He nods and goes striding off with a bit more confidence than he had before.
Wait,
Oh. Bungo calls out.
I want a divine intervention and see if I can turn him back into a dwarf.
Do it. You know, I will never deny rolling a D100. Oh,
Damn it.
damn it, Lyra, get your shit together.
Alright.
Not this time. Right, let me grab Kira Katra.
Who's going first then?
Blam.
Well, hold on. Because as speaking of spooky figures from before, as you approach the bridge, a familiar figure shimmers into existence at the very front of the bridge itself.
Well,
God, it's Bungo. Blew up their house lady.
The same,
Oh, that guy.
the same figure that you saw before shimmers into existence. This dark figure clad in spectral armor and a sword calls out and says, Bungo Goodbarrel, you bested my challenge, and I am here to fulfill my oath. Though I cannot walk the physical realm, I can warn you. This bridge holds many dangers. A great evil far within the mountain lies in wait and has sent forth creatures to destroy you. Cross this bridge with caution, ready to fight or to run.
thank you.
And the figure fades with the wind.
Is there another way around?
Yeah.
Kira would say there is, but it was going to take multiple weeks to do it. Or 10 days.
Don't have that kind of time.
How many of us are there? 23.
Just
Do
this
let
now, right?
8
Yep.
people.
Yeah.
2, 3. All fly over there.
Yeah? Can you do 8 people?
Only in several runs.
You could try it. Hang on, let me check what the weather would. This is 2 days, 25th, 26th. And so it's the end of the 26th, right? The weather is... Oh, the weather's fine. Clear skies. So you could fly.
Yeah, but you know what forecasts are like.
Also, it might not just be the the bridge that's collapsing. There's stuff on it.
Yeah.
Fly up at you.
What
Yeah,
sort,
I'll be honest. The look of this bridge, Jesus Christ.
what sort of time of day is
Yeah.
it?
It's nighttime. You've just crossed dusk.
Maybe we should rest on this side of the bridge till tomorrow.
if it's this late on, could. Can we tell from this distance? Like, I mean, I can see on the map this bridge has seen better days. Is it? Could I tell if it's due to the result of damage or if it's just erosion over time?
You, alongside, because if this is a discussion, Kira and Kadra know quite a lot. This bridge was built, excuse me, about 200 years ago by the dwarves of Mirabar. It is incredibly sturdy. It's old. There is some natural erosion, but there's also some damage from battles that have taken place either across or nearby the bridge, causing damage there. Both Kira and Kadra feel confident that the bridge will hold everyone traveling across. They don't think it will be collapsing anytime soon.
Take about 40 seconds to cross. I think.
Can
If he
Bungo
dashed.
do a check to see? Can he try and see if he can notice anything on the bridge that others might have missed?
Sure. Make a perception check.
Can I look underneath the bridge?
Go ahead. Perception check.
20, dirty 20.
Oh,
Oof.
7.
Yeah, not much underneath the bridge. It falls away. The abyss below. But I will say, just from looking under it, you see the stonework looks a lot better underneath than it does on the top of the bridge itself. Bungo, you look ahead. The details of the bridge picked out to you: statues, bits of rubble. Everything has ice clinging to it. Though it looks like the stone of the bridge floor is rough, built to give friction to feet crossing it. You don't see anybody hiding, any assailants, any traps, anything like that. But the words of the Dark Guardian ring in your mind.
Yeah.
No. What else have I got? I mean, I can fly. I can have it costed me several trips to get everyone across, but
if somebody shoots you down,
yeah, I mean,
it's more
Yeah.
dangerous,
A
right?
long way down.
yeah, I can't see anyone. That's the only benefit, I guess.
Sandra was going to
Yeah, yeah.
edge towards the bridge.
Yep, nothing happened.
She drink her potion of climbing, so in case she falls off, she grab onto something.
Roger that.
Bungo
And
would
she's
Bungo would cast Death Ward on her as well.
And she's also going to cast Sanctuary on herself.
Wow, roger that.
Mhm.
Let's go. Death Ward. And
Oh, I got an idea. Actually, wait.
Sanctuary.
No, never mind. Don't worry.
Take it nice and slow. She's going.
Sandra starts walking out onto the bridge. Kadra follows without hesitation. Kira follows Kadra.
Sure.
Oh, Bungo will... Oh, wait, does he have it? Yeah, Bungo will cast Enhance Ability on Sandra as well and give her Cat's Grace. So she has advantage on Dex checks, and it also doesn't take any damage from falling if it's 20 feet or less.
Roger that. Well, that's a good one. Cat's Grace. Stop moving yourself.
Just
Then
going.
next-
No, I know. I'm just trying to find. And it keeps closing whenever you move.
It's only for a minute, though.
Cat's Grace. Ninja face.
Like how one of the lightest person went, and then the two people in massive fucking armor followed.
Bungo would step out.
Make sure your tokens are where you want them to be, people.
Yeah, Bungo.
Now's the time. I will be treating your tokens as where they are. So at the moment, Ethelbert, Grey, and Blam are just standing around.
Cautionary. Bungo, Grey, Cinderella's already gone ahead, so blam! Everyone can fly.
Alright.
Yeah.
Fly.
Great, Bungo and blam.
Gonna get to that statue thing and wait for everyone else to catch up.
Cool.
Tala cannot fly. She's going to be trying to be very careful.
Wait, she can't? Ah, shit.
Yeah, as you move along,
Where's Blam?
you see that the Blamathy, Georgington,
Yeah?
move
Right.
yourself.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright.
About Ethelbert.
Yeah, keep up, people. The statues on your left are dwarven in aspect, very clearly. They look like dwarven warriors, holding axes or hammers down to the ground in a sign of respect. And across the way on the right-hand side are draconic figures, again, making the sign of the mountain, showing respect across to the other.
Tom Bungo would...
Ethelbert.
Sorry, Garni, go on.
No, it's alright, go on.
But I was just going to say Bungo wants to keep in between the two Dragonborn. So if you're moving them, you can drag him as well.
Oh, very cool.
Does
Ethelbert is casting jump on himself, so he can like leap forward in like big bounds.
Incredible.
Like
Absolutely.
a frog. I'm
I
imagining...
can't help but feel as I'm like melting this marshmallow over a tea light and burning myself that I am more Ethelbert than I like to think I am.
I'm just imagining him like
So
bending
true.
down like a frog and then kicking into the floor and just jumping.
Okay. Everybody stop. So,
Uh-oh.
Sandral, as you pass that central pillar, the midpoint of the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
a deep sound booms out from the pillar itself like a war horn, echoing across, causing small bits of rubble and ice to skitter across the stone surface of the bridge itself. Sounds like an army being called to battle. And from many of the statues themselves come spirits shifting out from the stone.
Great.
Yep.
Next to you, Sandral, a particularly regal-looking figure clad in armor and wielding a spectral sword with a horn in the other hand comes out and just levels the sword, pointing back along the bridge towards the rest of your party as the spirits rush forward to assault the living. Could I have everybody roll initiative for me, please?
Been a while.
Yeah, it's battle time.
Hey.
Wait, where do I... Oh,
How do I find out what my jumping distance is?
that shouldn't be 17. I didn't mean to roll it twice.
It's alright, should be able to fix it.
It's you click on strength and yeah. No wait, is it strength?
What are you trying to do, Anya?
Jump. I want to know how far my jumping distance is.
Oh, it is... It's two types of jumping. So it's high jump, so you can... If you're jumping like directly upwards, then you can jump a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier. If you're doing a long jump, if you move at least 10 feet on foot, you can cover a number of feet up to your strength score.
That with the spell.
14.
Jump spell.
So it'd be 3 times that with jump.
Okay. Okay.
So you can jump 45 feet basically.
Jesus.
Cool.
45.
Yeah, 3 times. If as long as he moves 10 feet first, though.
Like a running jump.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Shit,
everyone...
Goosey's all along the
Oh,
damn
wait.
thing.
Kira and Mitra. Kira. Plus 4.
thought we were meeting someone on this bridge.
Huh?
I thought we were meeting someone on this bridge. Where are they?
On the other side of the bridge.
Fuckers.
And
Should have been on the bridge.
Kadra. Who has no modifier. Ooh, 19.
I suppose all of us flying should have specified, like, how high up we're flying.
Well, if you are flying, it's up to you.
Not flying currently.
I definitely would have been. Once I could fly, yeah, fuck it, I'll fly.
Alright, we begin our combat. You are not surprised because of Bungo's successful challenge of the Dark Guardian so long ago.
Hmm.
Could Sandral take a turn? I don't know why I said that so weirdly. Sandral, you're up first.
Can she see any more spirits up there?
Further down the bridge,
Yeah.
you can only see the spirits that are on the map. That is it.
She's gonna disengage.
Mm-hmm.
Fall in next to Kadra. And sections. No. Oh,
Is our fly speed any different?
60.
Fly speed is
60.
60.
yeah, that's it.
Okay. Kadra. Anybody near to her would see there is a... don't know how to describe it. Like a wolf, a starved wolf, finally hunting prey again.
Hmm.
A grim smile and frown as she readies the halberd and makes an attack against the creature next to her. That definitely hits. And she's gonna Divine Smite at level... yeah, this is the first hit in a long time. At level 4.
Holy shit.
Boom!
Right, ghosty.
21, and it's 2, 3, 5d8?
Get an extra one for
68.
undead.
Yeah, 68. 68, 5, 1.
Are these like spooky
8.
ghosty boys or skelly bobs?
21. Spooky ghosty spectral. 28 plus 21 is 49. This thing is immediately destroyed.
Yeah.
The halberd swings down and silver fire erupts across the blade and it just cuts through the spirit, torn in two, and disappears with a scream into the winds. She's then going to move here and do her second attack. Which hits. She'll Divine Smite again. Level 3 this time, so 5d8. 15, 33. This thing is still alive. So this time a horizontal cut blazes through, but the spirit reforms shakily after the cut through. And I don't think she has any bonus actions. Action, 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 bonus action. Nope, that's her turn. And she'd just call out to everyone and just say, "Across the bridge, move!" Ethelbert, it's your turn.
Okay, cool. I've already worked out what I'm going to do. Take my 55-foot jump and end up here.
As you do.
And then, can I still, like, cast something?
Did you jump into a hole? That's such an Element thing to do. Whoop!
Yeah, you go there.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a hole, okay?
Yeah.
It's the story
Just a
of my
big puddle.
fucking life. Can I still cast something even though I've benefited from this spell?
Yes.
Cool. And then I am going to cast Erupting Earth on this point here.
Can you ping it again? Sorry. Nice.
Range?
Yep. 20-foot cube gets all 3 of them. Beautiful.
25 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, they are not resistant.
DC 16 though.
What is it? Dex save.
Dex save.
1, 2, and 3. DC 16. Fail. Pass and fail. 25. Does it do anything else to them?
I don't think so.
Like knock them prone or
it
anything?
becomes difficult terrain, but other than that, no.
Okay.
Oh, half as much on a successful save.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
12.
Yeah.
That would be this one. Yeah, very nice. A clear hit.
Cool. That's me. Oh wait. You can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Nope. I can do nothing more.
Cool.
Oh wait, I can.
Can we... Oh, okay.
He is going to use his bonus action. Oh no, I can't do 2 spells, can I?
No.
No. Okay, never mind. I'm not doing anything else.
No worries. Can we please, just because it looks so cool in my head, flavor it as he jumps, and with the force of him landing, he sends the tremors through the stone across the bridge to then erupt, bouncing up on the
Yeah,
other
that's
side.
fucking cool.
Oh, I love him. Okay, it is the commander. Commander is going to use their call to honor ability. Must have taken damage. Gives it a... Yeah. 1d4 plus 1. Okay. The spectral horn blows out again and appearing in ranks.
Is it her that's blowing the horn?
Yep. Like disciplined soldiers. 5 more
Oh shit.
of these spectral beings appear in front of her. Take their turns immediately after the commander's turn on the initiative count, and that works out perfectly. And I was against it. Okay, that's that. And she will move out of the difficult terrain.
There's turn undead when you need it. Oh,
I know that's
The
spell.
wraiths.
oh shit, yeah.
Wait, have 30 feet. 30.
I'm go flying at all.
I am. Well, not yet.
So what, you're still on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So we've got 3 against Kadra, 1 against Central, and 2 against Bungo. I haven't forgotten the Sanctuary. 3 against Kadra. 1, 2, 3. 1 of them hits. Is it? Oh, I see. 2 hits. Yes. Oh, you guys bring Kadra. One against Sandral. Wisdom save for Sanctuary, right? It is not very good at that. A 10, I assume, fails.
Yeah, 15 apparently.
So it'll have to use it against Kadra instead.
You got this, Kadra.
Yep, bounces off her armor, gleaming. 2 against Bungo. A 16 and a 19.
19 would hit, but on reaction, manifest wings.
Very
Which,
cool.
Of course, it's a miss no matter what.
Excellent. So that's that. 2 back here. I'm going to move out of difficult terrain. And with spectral longbows leveled at Kadra. They both miss. Oh, and the ones further back float forward. Do their own longbow attacks against Kadra. One hits. 5 piercing damage against Kadra. Hey. Okay. Oh! Because it's the same turn that she used her call to honor. Yeah, they all have to use their martial fury.
Why have they got lightsabers?
Because they're all Jedi ones, Steph. Jeez.
3 and 2. So, with the horn blowing, there is another flurry of attacks from the creatures this turn. Okay, the 3 against Kadra. 1 hits and 1 crits. Ooh, that was a big crit. 7 plus 30.
Like on 2 sides. Shit.
How long did these flame lists last up?
How long did they last?
Well, when I turn it on.
You can turn them on and off at will.
At will?
At will, baby.
Jesus.
Yep. Yep, you could grab someone's face, turn on the flames. Bungo, does the Manifest Wings last until
No,
start of your next turn?
just for the attack.
That one attack?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just 1 hits you. For 12 slashing damage.
Ow.
Concentration check, please. And then the other one has to make a wisdom check for Sanctuary. It fails. It attacks Kadra.
No, I dropped concentration.
Oh shit. Was that enhanceability?
It was enhanceability, yeah.
This one misses Kadra. No more ninja for Central. And then
Is there a climby one?
4 longbows.
That was the
So-
advantage on dex checks, and you take no damage if you fell 20 feet.
Wonder how far that is.
Pretty
Is that
far!
20 feet?
10 damage to Kadra. Yeah, there's just this flurry of spectral swords and arrows raining down on this gleaming white dragonborn warrior. And she looks fine. That is them completely. Kira. Kira is right here. She wants to use her buck off massive bow. Yeah, she's gonna take the attack opportunity, move to here. Creature misses. Oh yeah, out comes the great bow. She's gonna make her attack.
Is it still like great bow size? Because Dragonborn are pretty big, aren't they?
Yeah, and Kira's a pretty big dragonborn.
So is this bow more like fucking trebuchet?
Yeah, I described it before as like someone's ripped the bow off a ballista.
Yeah.
and turned it sideways.
Is it like?
What is that? What does Anya know that I don't?
Oh, it's from when you guys nearly got it.
Ow.
Oh, Ballista. Yeah. She's gonna make a piercing shot against both of these wraiths here. As she pulls back this huge arrow.
Wait, she's a gunslinger.
Kind of. I've like adapted her stuff.
Cool.
Essentially the bolt from the fucking bow is so big that it just smashes through everyone. So that hits. Damage.
Does she shoot javelins?
Oh, she rolled really low on the damage. Okay, but that does hit both. That is her turn. Bungo.
I think it's a pretty obvious choice of what to do here.
Oh, yeah.
But not as obvious as people might think. I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians, level 5.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Boom. Boom. Well, that was a fucking meh roll.
It's fine. We'll roll damage each round,
Oh, okay, that's fine then.
if that's alright.
Yeah.
So on their turn,
Yeah.
they'll do that. Very cool. Bonus action?
No,
Or
don't think I've got any bonus actually.
D.
Nope. That is my turn.
Amazing. Great.
Oh, actually.
Yeah,
no,
go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna. How big is Spirit Guardians?
15 feet radius.
Around me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be 10, like that. Is that right?
You should be able to see it.
So it will hit all of
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine then. Yeah, I'll just stay there. Don't worry.
Sweet. Yeah, you've got everyone in it. Go ahead, Gray.
Yay! I found something in my backpack and it may have some use. It may not. Let's give it a try. He swoops through. So when they started, he's about 20 feet off the ground. So he's kind of just swooping over everyone. Said 60 feet was the flying speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it gets to about there. Bonus action dash. And then you swoop in like a Super Saiyan. Swings around to about here. And here he kind of swings by, and as he does, he's going to splash her in the face with some holy water.
Oh, very cool.
I had it, apparently.
What
So
does it do?
I gave you it.
Is that what it was? I can't remember.
Mm-hmm,
As an action, you can splash contents on a creature with fire, shadow. Make a ranged action. Treating the holy water as an improvised weapon. If the target is fiend or undead, it takes 2d6 radiant damage.
Very cool. Go ahead and make that attack.
Oof. Oh shit,
You
that's
got-
just damage.
You got to hit first.
Let's do that. It's dex, isn't it?
Just straight dex, yeah.
Oof. +4. 18.
Just hits. 6 radiant. Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
see, even though the water itself passes through the spectral form, the holy nature of it causes the spirit to hiss and writhe.
As he does, yeah, he just basically swings around and comes back to, I think I decided, about here. Still
Very
20
cool.
feet up in the air.
Got it. Blamity.
Hello.
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 You are flying. So you got 60 feet movement speed if you want to make use of it.
I want to make use of that.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's not very far.
It's a very long bridge.
I can barely get to the end of the hole. Well, I'm here now. Guess I'll throw a javelin at one of these baddies. Is this in my way at all? Or is it just a line?
No, that's all along the floor.
Okay. Let's throw it at this guy.
At Kira.
Yep.
Kira's a goodie.
Oh.
Ghosties.
Oh, the evil-looking guys.
Yeah.
Oh, they've got blue lightsabers, they're good.
Well, that's what got me confused. Let's go this one.
Hell yeah. Throw that javelin. Just misses.
What?
Yep.
I'll throw another one.
Whoosh. Second javelin. Hits.
Yay.
Ooh, nice.
Pretty good. That's all. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Atala.
Dunno. I've got lots of utility.
Yeah.
But nothing that goes with my concentration. Let's do
Eldritch
do
Blast.
warlock.
That's what
yeah,
warlocks
let's do warlock things, you know?
Let's go level 13.
Yeah, so she goes to cast Firebolt and does Eldritch Blast instead.
Very cool.
And because of that, let's do it at one guy. If that guy is in range, I think she's got the... Let me just check.
Eldritch Blast like 120, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Let's get that guy.
Do you have
Very
3
cool.
now?
Huh?
I think you got 3 now at your level.
Yeah, I got 3.
Pew, pew, pew. Go ahead.
They are rolled, apparently.
5 hours later.
Oh, did not do it. Do it again, hold on.
Oh.
Oh, one is a crit.
Hey.
14 misses. No, we maximize crit, so it's 11. And then the 20 hits as well. So
That damage rolls so bad.
Yeah,
all of
1,
them.
1, 2.
Yeah.
Can you feel the power of your patient flow?
Fucking hell,
We got bobbed.
I did get bobbed.
Anything else?
Fucking hell. Let me just see if I got any. No, I got no bonus actions. What was I thinking? None of it. Oh, I might move a bit actually. I'll move just a bit. We'll go. See, just next to Ethelbert here. Actually, no, not right on the edge, right there.
Okay. Well, I know we're running slightly over, so we'll finish up now. But as we reach round 2, I'd like everyone to cast their mind back to poor Atala's 7 perception check to look under the bridge. Because crawling up from beneath the bridge seemingly clung to the side, and underneath of the bridge itself are 2 huge undead figures.
Oh my god.
Anybody, well, everybody would, well, you probably wouldn't, you're in the midst of battle, but it's cool, would recognize these as the frost giants you fought and killed on your way up the mountain.
The same ones.
Where are
Same
they?
ones.
Wow.
At the back of the bridge.
Shit.
Oh, yeah.
Tweedledee and Tweedledummy. Ethelbert, blow the bridge! Blow the bridge!
Okay, and let me just check one very important thing before we finish up.
Seeing the 2 of them down there make the bridge look very phallic.
Okay, so these are made with disadvantage. as two huge boulders come hurtling towards you,
at that
Ethelbert.
size, well, next they can shoot.
Does a 12 hit you, Ethelbert?
No.
The boulder crashes into the side of the bridge, sending more of the stonework down into the abyss below. Does a 26 hit you, Ethelbert? You are struck by the boulder, by a piece of Lonnie herself, for 23 damage.
The betrayer!
Oh, thank you. Cool. That is their ambush. Now they can join the initiative properly. Initiative. So it's probably not going to be very good.
9.
Could be
Go!
worse.
And with those new threats appearing behind you on the bridge and the wraiths before you, we will end tonight's session there.
Oh, shit.